everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Blowout. So we're really going back in time. This is rare for me. I don't really go back far sometimes, but this is back to 1981. Johnny Travolta. Somebody popped up again, TikTok, something about this film. It just seems like it's going to be awesome. I don't know. Maybe it was for its time. Maybe it's not. It's about a sound recordist, and he actually records evidence that proves that a car accident was a murder and some part of like a political conspiracy theory, and he finds himself in danger. So that's all really kind of I got from this. And 7.4 on IMDb, 61,366 people rated so far. In addition to Johnny T, John Lithgow's in it, Dennis Franz, you know, a lot of older actors. So, hour and 48 minutes long. Like I said, I got this probably on TikTok or something like that, and they say it's a very stylistic film. And what's the other piece? Like, I don't know. I'm kind of excited. I think there's a lot of secrets or something like that. I don't know. It's going to be interesting for me. I'm going into it really, really blind. Like, really, what I just told you is what I know about this. So, let's see. Stick around. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Blowout, and I have to say, I'm going to jump to the end a little bit, not of the movie, but of my review before I give you the plot line. I actually went through this movie. It seemed interesting. I was very, very engaged. You know, I was like, okay, I'm excited because I don't know what I'm getting into. And I was really, you know, people really think this is a classic. So I went through this whole movie, and it's coming towards the end, and I'm fully bought in. I'm rewinding at times just to make sure I got everything, right? Because I think there's, as I'm watching the movie, I think there's little things that nuances that I want to check. I'm like, ooh, is that something? You know what I mean? Like, I'm really overly, I don't know, observant. I'm trying to be, anyway. So the movie goes on, and it's good, but it gets towards the end. We're talking 10, 20 minutes left, and I'm like, there's not enough time for, like, this movie to become great. I honestly was going through that, and there was a point where I was like, I'm debating whether I should do a review because I feel as though, you know, I'm not getting it. Like, why does everybody else love this film and I think it's okay? And then I'm like, is it because it was made in 1981 and this was, you know, something good back then? Like, maybe that's what it is, and I'm just missing the whole point. So, that's where I got to. Now, I've watched the whole film, and I don't have enough information at this point. I have to play this back in my head a little bit more. But, getting through the entire film kind of switched my mindset. Obviously, I'm making the review. So this movie, John Travolta is a sound guy for a movie, for movies, right? So that's what he does. You know, and, you know, basically he goes out and captures sound, and then he works with the director or whatever and puts them in where they need to go, right? But they're like true sounds. So, and then one night, the director didn't like the wind. So John Travolta's alright. So he goes out at night, and he goes up on this bridge, and he starts getting, like, recordings of wind. And then you see an owl, you see two people talking. So he's capturing everything with his little microphone, which is kind of cool. And it's funny to see how it's made. All that fun stuff. Alright, so during that time, that's when, you know, a crash happens and a car goes into the water. Jack jumps into the water to save him, but that's where the whole conspiracy theory comes in, because this is a politician of some sort. I won't go down all the details. He was in the car, so Jack feels that there's foul play, and now he has, you know, information that maybe can prove that there's foul play involved, but then as he's starting to do that, you know, the corruption throughout politics and possibly within everything is kind of coming forward. He could put himself in danger, so on and so forth. There's a girl involved as well, so, you know, they're putting them in danger, all that fun stuff, right? And that's the plot of the movie for an hour and 30 minutes, an hour and 48-minute film. I'm going to say an hour and 30 minutes. That's what you're getting, right? That's everything you get. Actually, an hour and 45 minutes. That's what you get. And so at times I found myself on my phone. It felt like, you know, it was good, but then you see it through. And that's what I'll say. So after seeing it through, I'm able to confidently give this review and say it was much better than what I thought. I couldn't imagine how it could be with that little time left. I had all my own theories going into this, and nothing was playing out, and I was like, there's no room for this to play out. Nothing's going to happen here. It's just going to be, that's what it is. I was wrong. I was mistaken. There is enough time to do what this director ultimately wanted to do with this movie. So this director was also the director in Snake Eyes, Femme Fatale. There's another one too that he is, that's like, you know, his kind of movie. So I can't talk anymore. That's really what you're going to get when you watch this. If you have the patience to sit through a 1981 film that you haven't seen before, and you get your, you know, little bit of mystery kind of movie, if you have that patience, check this out. It's worth it. If you don't, you might not want to watch it. But also then be prepared to be where I am right now, where it's like, now I have to reanalyze the film that I wasn't prepared to do. It's probably one you should probably watch twice, I think. So with all that said, I want to talk a little bit more openly about it, and I am probably going to spoil something. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want to hear any more about it, please drop off now. I'm warning you. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Right? Okay, so if you've seen it, you're okay with this now. I've given the warning. It was Jack, right? I mean, this is all a figment of his imagination, essentially. He has, I'm assuming this is what has happened, because as I start to think back, right? So at the end, you hear the recording, she's like saying, no, Jack, no. I was like, wait a minute. So he did all of this to get the scream. And now I'm thinking to myself, John Lithgow was like a secondary personality, if you will, that he was utilizing and just conjured up maybe the whole story. You know, I don't know how much was conjured up, how much was real, but I feel like he was going after these girls, because I was like, why is John Lithgow, you know, he was working for the politician to do this whole thing, right? Okay, I get that, but now he's killing all these other girls that look just like our main girl. It wasn't fitting together and making it muddy for me. But now I think to myself, John Lithgow didn't exist. He was another personality that John Travolta actually had, and John Travolta was out trying to find a perfect scream for that movie, and he was killing all those girls, and then he finally gets it. But in his mind, he tells his whole story. You know, to, I guess maybe maintain, you know, I don't know, sanity, you know, not have guilt kind of thing. So he has this whole story that he was actually the hero. That's what I got from it all. Now, I'm sure there were more clues throughout that I might have missed that are laid throughout there, and I'm trying to think back through all of them, because again, they were just like, you know. So there you go. That's what I got. I wanted to throw that out there. Needed some help. Hopefully I'm on track, because that made the movie so much more better. Not the fact that you know, he didn't save the day. Well, he saved the day. We got rid of the killer. Whatever. You know what the actual footage was of what what was in his mind. But if I really got it right, that makes it so much better and worth the first hour and 47 minutes of the film. So there you go. If obviously you've already seen it, and I hope you listen to me spoil it. I don't know. Now I'm just jammering on. There you go. My mind's going crazy. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.